Good morning to all of you, dear friends and participants and delegates. I welcome you all to this two-day workshop on cybersecurity and digital forensic. To start with this workshop, first of all, it's my duty to express my sincere thanks to Organizing Society, Vidarbha Shikshan Prasarak Mandals, GS Science Art Commerce College, Khamgaon, inviting me here and giving me this opportunity to interact with you and share my thoughts with you. Dear friends, on this occasion, I really congratulate to the GS Science, Arts and Commerce College, Khamgaon, Chairman Dr. Bobde, Principal Dr. Talwankar, Convener and Head of the Department Dr. P. Ajmere, and all faculties, including organization committee members, that they have taken this step to organize this two-day workshop. This workshop on cybersecurity and digital forensic will be very special today as security to online activities have become very essential and the digital forensic helps in detecting crime if at all some crime occurs even after proper implementation of the security. In today's environment and in these days, cyber criminals seem to be everywhere. They always hide at the dark side corner of the internet, defrauding people, hacking, stealing, and hiding from authorities with virtual anatomy. Cyber criminals are wreaking havoc by unleashing ransomware attacks, stealing data, even disrupting day-to-day business and government operations. And the problem is only getting bigger. According to a report published by Accenture, the number of cyber security breaches increased by 11% from previous years to this year. Also, the cost of such breaches is astonishing, about $600 billion worldwide, according to the economic impacts of the cyber crime report. The good news is that day by day, companies and government agencies are getting better at combating cyber criminals, finding them and bringing them to justice, and they are digital forensic to it. Just take the look at the industry, where the jobs are and what it takes to succeed. With this, the digital forensics in cyber security is counteracted. People who work with digital forensic in cybersecurity are on the front lines in fighting against cyber crimes. They are the people who collect, process, preserve, and analyze computer-related evidences. They help identify network vulnerabilities and then develop ways to uh, in, uh, investigate them. They go deep inside networks, computers, and smartphones in search of evidences of criminal activity, and they run counterintelligence against hackers, criminals, and others with uh, inferior intentions. And they use scientific investigation techniques to do it. The digital forensic in cybersecurity is used where the crime is committed. These days, anyone who uses internet benefits from digital forensic in cybersecurity. That's because any company that collects data from internet users employs people who fight and investigate cybercrimes. Agencies and organizations have to hyper vigilant with the data they collect and protect. So they are constantly testing their systems, looking for vulnerabilities and aggressively pursuing the people who hack into networks in order to commit crimes. Facebook, Twitters, Instagrams, Homeland Security, the FBI, target corporations, the militaries, local and state law enforcement, and nearly every bank uses digital forensic in cybersecurity to protect people using the internet. For this purpose, the professional skills are needed for using digital forensics in cybersecurity. As you can imagine, not just one with laptop or internet access can become a digital forensic professional. It takes a lot of knowledge and plenty of skills, including a deep understanding of computers technology across a broad spectrum and cybersecurity principles and practices. A working knowledge of computers, networks, coding, etc. In-depth investigation abilities, critical thinking skills, and analytical talent, the ability to effectively communicate and work with wide range of people. What makes the job interesting is that sometimes the evidence is easily accessible, but other times it's hidden deep within the computer or networks. Often it's been detected by the suspect. It is the job of the professionals to use their knowledge and skill to find evidence, whether ever it may be hiding. And sometimes it comes down to finding the data that's been hidden within the single keystrokes. In this way, the digital forensic in cyber security makes a difference. The field of digital forensic in cybersecurity is exciting because it makes tangible difference in living of the people across the country and around the world. In many circumstances, the professionals who work in the industry have helped catch people dealing in illegal activity like even pornographies. They have helped bring killers to justice. They have tracked terrorists, located missing people, and found otherwise ordinary employees who were stealing millions of dollars. Hence, here you can go through some of slides indicating how cybersecurity and digital forensic is important. Friends, just now you have seen the two portions, cybersecurity and digital forensic. How digital forensic is densely related with the cyber security. See, there are so many companies operating the online business. They are providing services to the customers. They are providing services to the users and continuously dealing with the online activity, online data and online transactions. See this, so many companies, you can see the emblems of so many companies. Again, so many companies, I can show you these many companies and so many thousands of companies are there. These are just some samples. What is the common to all these companies? The answer is security threat because they are dealing with the data and online activities. And the percentage risk factor is facing the problems to the companies. And what are these persistent risk factors? The examples: 51% of the data breaches are caused by the organized cybercrime. 70% of the cyber attacks and data breaches go undetected. 69% of the organizations learn that they are breached by the hacker from the outside entity. And some more examples are like 130 large-scale companies and breaches are suffered in which is a percentage of 27%. Small and mid-sized business make up 43% of the cybercrime targets. Cybercrime costs estimated
to reach $6 trillion by 2021. 77% of the organization do not have a formal cybersecurity incident response plan. Some more examples are given over here. You can say that how fileless malware attack increased for 32% in 2017. What is the purpose of doing all such breaches? The reason is the breaches are done for the financial gain. There may be so many different reasons. One of the most important reason here is maybe the reason of giving the just harassing the companies, users and service providers. It is topmost reason along with personal information, that is PII and PHI, ransomware, email scam and hacking and cracking. Cyber hackers and crackers have multiple ways to do it. Some of these are theft of funds, extortion, selling of stolen credit cards, selling of PII and PHI data, insider trading information, and using compromised environment for other attacks for rent. The types of cyber hackers and crackers, attacks and exploits are changing. Some of these are server attacks, user device and personal attacks, bot, that is software, botnet is networks of bots, then denial of service, distributed denial of service. Some more types are middlewares, then MITM, that is man in the middle attack, SQL injection, common vulnerabilities, exposures, zero-day vulnerability attacks, advanced persistent threats. Now see the details of malware. Malware is seen first access point used in the connection with hacking attempts. Ransomware is a version of malware. Malware can grant commands and control of device to the hacker, and that command then troubles you a lot to their activities and data and files. Ransomware, the effects are ransomware as a service which is fragile to the user, and this can be used for again the occurrence of the breaches. Business email compromise is an exploit. This is related to the spear phishing. Spear phishing is concentrated on CEO email to treasurer, HR phishing for employee data, WT phishing data, and such are the various platforms where it will be in picture and it affects the system. The reasons for why companies are suffering due to attacks are the that is a lacuna of the company, insufficiency of the companies to provide skilled resources, the lack of funds, continued innovations in technology, expansion of the attacks and surfaces, and some lacking of understanding of the company's information, assets and value. Approaches to implement cybersecurity and avoid breaches are to implement different types of remedies given, and this remedies implementation can be done to implement the effective cybersecurity and avoid the breaches. So today's risk is reality. The risk to the cybersecurity is the reality because we are always connected. We are always handling to online transactions. We are used to use the cyberspace information, data and files. And because of that, remaining always in networks, and because our networks are being watched by the hackers, we are always on the risk, and risk is a reality. So we encounter the cyber fatigue. Cyber fatigue is just a syndrome that we are keeping in our mind. We keep fear in our mind that we are being watched, we are being hacked, and this should be reduced. Cyber fatigue is going down. This is good news for the cyberspace, cybersecurity implementers, and it is bad news for the hackers, defined as having virtually given up on staying ahead of malicious threats and bad actors. So, implementation of cybersecurity is increasing. It is must to avoid breaches. Risks realities must be aware of cyber fatigue, must be reduced, and from here the digital forensic starts. These are the ways. Implementation of digital forensic means investigation of the crimes mining in space of cybersecurity, in acts of online breaches, in acts of including the risk realities. Be aware that to reduce cyber fatigue, go from here to start the digital forensic, and these are the ways.
So, dear friends, you have gone through these PPTs. So, friends, from these slides, we can understand that this is what breaking into the field of cybersecurity and digital forensic. As you might imagine, the proliferation of technology has created a groundswell of need for people who have the skills, knowledge, and to work in digital forensic in cybersecurity. The jobs are out there. All you need to do to break into the field is demonstrate that you have the skills and knowledge it takes to succeed. One of the best way to do that through schools of skills. Earning your degree should teach you all the principles and practices used in professions and help you get valuable hands-on experience. Once you have that, you can chase down one of the many available jobs. The success story of using digital forensics and cybersecurity and learning the skills of implementing cybersecurity and learning the implementation of digital forensic will train you to avoid so many risks coming under handling of the online transactions in the cyberspace. And even though you are using the online activity in cyberspace, but if you are taking extra care to implement the security, and even though after the security it is being breached, there is a way. The way is use of the digital forensic to go after it and detect it. So, students and friends, once again I express sincere thanks to organizer and giving me opportunity to interact with you. With this, I end my talk. Thanks to all.